I'm Dr. Megan DeVore, Professor of Church History and Early Christian Studies at Colorado Christian University. This 13th century Latin Bible is stunning in its artistic intricacy, and it is also extremely significant. It comes from an exciting moment in history and in the development of the format of the Bible we know today. This Bible is among the Paris Bibles, produced in northern France in the mid-1200s. While the Latin Bible is now called the Vulgate, from the Latin term for common, that title was not applied until later. Along with other Paris Bibles, this manuscript would have been called the Biblia Sacra, Holy Book, by its contemporaries. This manuscript displays an extraordinary century of transformation of the biblical text in terms of its format, organization, translation, and even use. Indeed, it was an evolving use of the Bible amid a changing culture that seems to have instigated these developments. Up to the 13th century, the format of one volume for the Bible was extremely rare. Content order and Latin translations were not consistent across Europe. However, now a different kind of Bible was needed. Students and professors in the rapidly growing universities that were emerging out of cathedral schools, bishops and priests in the more urbanized milieu that was increasingly emphasizing their preaching role, traveling friars of the innovative Franciscan and Dominican orders, and wealthy lay people in a progressively literate society all needed a text that could more easily be referenced and transported. The Paris Bibles, produced in northern France from the 1230s to the 1260s, met these needs. They featured remarkably thinner parchment pages, much smaller text size, and were bound in a single manageable volume. The most clear and consistent Latin translation available, which was Jerome's version, produced in the 5th century and preserved in the monasteries of northern England and then France, was employed. The Paris Bibles quickly became an international phenomenon and were the most copied and used Bibles of the following century. Their textual divisions, order, style, and contents became the standard for centuries to come. This 13th century Bible, then, exerted momentous influence. As for the manuscript itself, this Bible, like most medieval Bibles, is illuminated and rubricated. Illumination is a painting technique that adds decoration and illustrations in shimmering gold, rich blues, and other vivid colors. It is done around and inside the text itself, often illustrating someone writing that section or something from that page's narrative within the first letter of a word. This was an expensive and time-consuming aspect of production, but was considered a worthy investment. It was, after all, a Biblia Sacra with content unlike any other book. Certain letters, words, or sections written in red to highlight significance or indicate a major division, like the beginning of a new chapter, is done in rubrication. Yet the intricately small illumination and lettering in these Paris Bibles does not fill the page. Since they were to be used for study, reference, personal devotion, and preaching, larger space was now placed in the margins for notes and cross-references. In this development too, the changes in format indicate changes in use and were culturally momentous and impactful. This Biblia Sacra manuscript truly is a technical innovation in a dynamically changing culture, a work of great influence, and a text of religious significance.